All right. So here you are. They are clearly gearing up for a festival. And when I say festival, I do mean sacrifice. There are guards scattered about, and there is a large crowd of people milling about here.
It can be both.
Are the black, brown people the ones with the halberds?
Yeah, those are the guys with the halberds. Their faces are droopy, a little melty. They're standing around. They're sort of slouched over, like their bones don't work quite right. And then there are figures in red robes milling about. And they stand out from the crowd a little bit. Many of them are just a little bit taller, or their robes are more ornate, and they seem to be in small groups, and they're all working on things, whereas the rest of the crowd is just sort of milling about. They definitely seem to have a purpose in mind. And then there is, of course, the same person you saw before, who actually performed the sacrifice at the center of the square. He's at the pyre, and he is again holding that large book and the dagger that he used, or the blade that he used.
I would like to go and just stroll over here since I'm invisible, and go and see if our targets are where they're supposed to be.
Okay.
Shall I roll perception, or
presumably?
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a perception.
Come on, 1.
Oh, but you're invisible, so
he's invisible, so he has as much time as he'd like to look at it. So we take the crit success.
Oh,
thank God!
Oh, thank God! Oh, he's invisible. Oh, thank God we have an invisible robot.
I'm hating it every moment too. I can't be admired when I'm invisible. Well, actually, I suppose you could admire my invisibility, so that works.
Yeah. Reasoned out like a true robot. No, but so you can see very clearly up there. You have all the time in the world to look around, watch the goings on, and they are definitely there.
Cool.
However, things are set up a little differently from last time. You can see through the railings on that second story. Before, you recall how they had that large perch throne apparatus.
Yeah.
That was more towards the back of the room last time. It certainly didn't look like it was in use at all, or at least made part of the room, so to speak. This time, it's front and center. It is, yeah. Everything set up in there is set up around it, or in reference to it somehow.
Can we assume then that the thing that will perch on that is going to show up, or will it be summoned after?
That is probably a safe bet that at some point during this it will show up.
Can you draw just the perch on the map for me?
Yeah, it is. Do it in red. It's right about here.
Speaking of it perching,
just figuring out too.
The bird in the background.
Yeah, I heard that. There. That's about where the perch is. Curly banister things. It's in the building.
Gotcha.
Wow.
Oh, I'm in the stupid GM layer. Hang on.
Sorry.
Thomas forgets that we don't see what he sees.
There.
We're not wizards, Thomas.
It's in there.
Okay.
I'm a wizard and I couldn't see it either. It's because I'm a bad wizard.
I feel like we need to move the cart.
Yeah, that sounds legit.
Why is the cart here? Is there explosives in this area?
Yes, underneath.
Underneath the carts are explosives.
Underneath the carts and underneath the building itself, which is on like low stilts, if you recall, for flooding purposes or something.
Yes.
Right. So we have secreted pyre fruit during the 5 days that we had. So there's fire fruit under there, and these big carts are to kill everybody in the big area and to block off those 3 exits. So who's ever left will come out to the east where we are.
Exactly.
I like it.
Yep.
All right.
Let's do it.
So
Let's
I think
do
we're just
it.
waiting for
Do it.
Jenkins.
we're
All
just
right.
waiting for our moment whenever
Mhm.
whenever we're ready to blow it up.
Do we see them take out anybody to be sacrificed? All right, are we trying to save the person being sacrificed, or are we using that to as a distraction to kill them while they're being...
Turns out it's Vexia.
Oh, that would suck.
Like, couldn't you pick like one of his uglier descendants? Cousins?
Right? She's a hottie.
Yeah,
I'd do
she's
her.
got-
I'd go lesbian
she's got
for her.
Great tracks of land.
You're invisible, but I would be throwing a dagger at you if I could see you.
Get off my sister.
It's not your sister.
Cousin.
Not even your
It's-
cousin.
It's like
She might be my
great
niece.
great nephew or nephew
Yeah, I
niece,
think I'm
like
basically-
16 times
I'm-
removed.
Yeah, I'm Frei, she's Farnsworth.
Yeah,
No, it's less direct than that.
It is because
It's
she's
actually
also
a lot-
adopted.
It's a lot closer. What? When did that happen?
I told you this.
You did not.
I did.
Hey, not blood related. Hey.
shouldn't have told him that. Now there's more competition.
Alright, so...
So
How do
now
we-
it's just we wait.
We
Wait for the right time to
sacrifice.
strike?
We wait for the sacrifice, I guess. We didn't just talk about. Do we wait for them to start the festival, or do we try and get them?
Well, we gotta wait for them to start. Because
Yep.
they're not gonna start until the people are there.
So
That's what I'm thinking. Was we want to wait
Well,
till
I'm
there's the
saying
most amount of people here to get as many
Yes.
enemies as possible.
Yes,
Right.
but I'm saying
For our
if
terrorist-
someone's being
Jesus.
if someone's being sacrificed, though, it means they're probably not part of the program. So are we trying?
We don't know that.
Are we trying to save that person, or are we just like, yeah, they're fucked?
Let's play that by ear
Depends on
based
who
on
they
the.
are.
Hold on. Let's play that by ear based on the attractiveness of the person being killed.
Okay, fair enough.
If they're just like a scummy poison vendor, probably not. But like if they're like a resistance leader, maybe we want to hook up with that resistance. You know, we'll play it by ear.
Okay.
So the square is beginning to fill up with townsfolk. They are again just sort of milling around, shuffling about, bumping into each other, and all staring expectantly at the pyre that is now very large and finished being built in the center of the square. Did you guys want to enter the square?
I am currently in the square.
Yeah, you are.
I believe
Got
to the
it.
south.
The rest of them are outside.
I, if possible, would like to climb up here.
Yeah. I think I will move up towards like this area.
Okay,
And
so
just be
as you
like-
walk up there, the guard puts his halberd down and once again demands 10 copper.
Oh, yeah, I'll pay it.
Okay.
Deduct it from my inventory.
So you
Who's
you
going to light the fire?
pull the copper out and throw it into a large basket next to the guard,
Mm-hmm.
filling up with coins.
Good deal. I'll be sure to make sure we take those
I
later.
also then approach the guard. I have my hood up,
Mm-hmm.
and I would like to sleight of hand to take the money from the basket while looking like I'm giving money.
How much money?
How much money am I trying to take?
Because
Mhm.
it's a when I said it's a basket full of money, I meant like picture a clothes hamper full of copper coins. Like it's like 40 pounds.
Oh,
Right. That's
Yeah.
a lot.
So you could probably snake a handful, but if you're just gonna like
Take
Just,
a handful of
risk
copper.
the whole
Yeah.
operation for a handful of fucking
smile and wave and drag the basket off, that might be a little harder to make.
all right. Now that we've talked about mechanically what that would mean, I just fake paying the copper.
Okay.
Just
All right. So
Right.
go ahead and roll sleight of hand. Yeah. So you
This is
You-
so
you-
unnecessary.
you
It's
motion
part of,
like you're tossing something in, or you know what?
it's part of my
you-
character.
Yeah. You show the guard a handful of very visible 10 copper pieces, and go to throw them in, kicking the basket right when they would land, and neatly scooping them back up into your hand, just so they're visible,
Mhm.
floating in the air for a brief moment. The guard The guard does not respond and simply just continues to look straight ahead.
All right.
It worked, but he's not the most receptive audience.
Yeah.
All right.
He's not like applauding.
Yeah.
Hooray!
And Lily, you are going to have to roll to scale that building, and especially scale that building unnoticed.
Roxanne, distract him.
I can't hear you.
Just do it while we're making our way by and paying. I mean, he was talking to us at least.
Yeah, this is all
That's
occurring
the
at the same
time
time, by the way.
Your roll. Yeah, so just roll. You'll be fine.
Well, am I rolling stealth or athletics first?
It could even be acrobatics trying to climb up.
Yeah, it's acrobatics to climb. So roll.
That's better
roll
for me.
Roll acrobatics.
I am better at acrobatics.
Roll acrobatics first. Okay. You fail to scale the wall. Go ahead and so what you can do now is so you're unable to find any purchase, and with a quiet floof, you fall off the wall about 8 feet up and drop down into
8 feet's not enough to take fall damage.
It's not. That's why I picked 8 feet. So you can try again with a -1 modifier to your rolls.
I'm a bit tired.
That is cumulative, or you could just go in.
I was hoping someone would give me a boost, but everyone just like walked in.
You
You're a strong,
You never asked for a
independent woman.
boost.
No.
No, it
don't
should be
need no
implied. I'm a
boost.
tiny little gnome.
If we had just thrown you up there, you would have been like, I can do this myself.
No, I'm not. I'm not fucking Gimli. Is that Gimli?
You'll have to toss me.
All right. I'll fucking pay up. Copper, is it?
10.
I don't have any copper.
Why are all y'all coming into the
Listen,
blood
you can
arena?
freely convert money. You don't have to pay the stupid conversion cost.
Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna get in. I'm just gonna be like trying to watch. I'm gonna pretend I'm watching from here.
The person with the best disguise is like, no, I won't go in.
Right, for real. Just go in.
I don't need to go in. I don't want to get in melee range.
You're gonna be in melee range.
Why are you guys in here to begin with?
I'm just watching.
I'll stay here. Make sure no one important leaves.
I also have the best chance of probably me and the lizard have the best chance of escaping. Like we have, in terms of what we can do as characters, we have the best chance of escaping.
Yes.
Lily
So
actually being that far away is okay.
I am not going to be in the sacrifice zone when that goes off, since I'm the one who confirmed we can't talk to each other. I'm the one who confirmed that they're in there. I'm going to fire a firebolt into the pyre fruit to set it off.
That's gonna be the
That's
signal.
the Cheez-It. That's the Cheez-It signal.
Like I'm one move away from being in. So I feel like this is fine.
Yeah, we're fine. Everything's fine.
So we're ready. We're just waiting for the ritual
ceremony
to
to start up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So as you're all sitting there expectantly waiting, you notice a sudden hubbub as the figure with the elaborate headpiece, who seems to be sort of the lead cultist, or maybe even a priest, mounts the steps towards the pyre and waves his hand, and on exact cue, everyone falls silent. He says, "My beloved worshippers and devotees," and everyone is completely hushed. All the faces are upturned towards him, and he says, "There has been a change in plans."
God damn it!
And there's a slight murmur and rustle. People rock back and forth. And he says, "We were due to execute the bookkeeper today for purveying his banned texts and defying the orders of our Lord. However, just a few moments ago, our fearless leaders detected someone in our ranks. Someone who does not belong." And then he gestures and says, "Bring her forward!" And 2 guards show up. paste him in.
It's Vexia.
Mm-hmm.
How the
Called
fuck
it.
did she get caught?
We just can't let those big, great tracts of lands.
She's a level 4 bard. She's just as good as us. She's probably better.
All right.
And she's disguise proficient.
She's definitely better at stealth than I am. Didn't I disguise her? I disguised her.
Yep, and so yeah, the two guards come in hauling a disheveled and somewhat beaten up Vexia. Her, the false skin from her disguise is hanging off her face, and her clothes are have clear what look like claw marks in them.
Fucking crit fails.
And she's hauled unceremoniously up to the platform and hitched to it, or hitched to the center pyre, yelling truly unpleasant things at the guardsmen who are bringing her there. And she actually looks over and catches Eroxian's eye all the way across the square, and you can see her look at you and mouth, "Blow it all up."
Nuke it.
Well, it was her final request.
Final request. We didn't plant explosives under her, to my knowledge.
No, so I'm gonna set them off before they set fire to the pyre.
Mm-hmm. And so at this point, the crowd has gone wild. Yeah, they're screaming. They're ululating in weird, horrible, monstery ways,
Awesome.
waving their arms and tentacles and claws and spider appendages and what have you in the air. It's really uncomfortable. It's really uncomfortable to be there.
Yeah, it would be really. Well, I guess it's exactly the same for me as it always is amongst all these organics.
Yeah, you're like, oh,
hands,
so gross.
claws. It's all waving all their genitals around. I don't know what those are.
However, Spelulon, will you go ahead and roll perception again for me?
Yeah.
So, yep. So you, as this is happening, you looked up. You looked up to the viewing chamber up above, and not only have at the mention of Vexia's capture, did all the curtains on the daces get pulled up. Or no, they're not daces. That's not the word I'm looking for. The palanquins is the word I'm looking for.
That's it.
Thank you. I was like, what are they called? Palanquins. All the curtains on the palanquins have been pulled up, and there are these long, spidery figures that almost look like they're part of the palanquin, sprawled across it, and they were all kind of leaning forward with obvious interest. And as you watch, there's this fluttering sound, and all of a sudden, without warning, it just showed up there. There's a massive hooded, black cloaked figure
Sitting on the perch.
Ooh, what's most interesting about this is that you can clearly see as it reaches up and snaps it off, there is an arrow shaft buried in its shoulder.
Nice. Got him.
Get him.
So
Luckily,
it looks
that
like
arrow shaft is poisoned. He's gonna die soon.
it looks like Vexia at least put up a fight before she got captured.
Good.
Maybe the odds were against her.
Well, all right.
Well,
Couldn't have crit failed
that's
that
all I
stuff?
need to see.
Yep.
Since I'm right here, I will just go ahead and fire a firebolt into what we have set up to be detonated.
I guess I'll launch
Nice.
a fire arrow at the other wagon as well.
Yeah, you can definitely. So, and then if Lily wants to take a shot at, actually, don't shoot at the one that I'm near. I need to get away from that. That'll catch
I wanted
fire.
to shoot the executioner. He seems
Yeah,
important.
that's fine too. All right, so I guess I'll start off the.
I'll take Roxanne.
Attack.
When I see Roxanne's arrow go off, I'll fire. I've been aiming my shot.
All right, where can you ping who you're aiming at?
Yeah, this.
That guy? Alright.
Pew pew.
Don't forget, there's a guy right next to you, Alex.
Yeah. I was deciding if I should try to jab that
I was gonna
guy
get that
or
one.
if I should run to try to get the to get Vexia. Which is she up here? Because I don't see an icon that looks like her. unless
She's on.
it's-
I didn't put her icon up, did I? Hang on
Yeah,
one second.
presumably they brought her up to the thing. They probably haven't secured her to it yet.
Right.
She did get like, she was in chains. The chains got affixed to it, but
Mhm.
you could break those.
All right, that's kind of what my plan was, to swoop in and break her free so that she can help us fight back and we can
How
extract
can
her.
you break the chain?
Also, it'll kind of draw attention to us in the middle so that between that and the explosions, our ranged heroes should be able to just lay down suppressive fire.
Are there
So-
any chandeliers
Keep
above?
bitches off. Right? Swing through. Da, 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 da.
Before we begin, I'd like to take a short break.
Okay.
Yes, that's a good idea.
There she is.
Back to Path
Be
of
back
Exile.
in a little bit.
God damn it.
Fantastic.